think a little old vein is gonna stop us? Well, it ain't. So today we are making the one and only Snickers bar. It's sort of like a Three Musketeers, but with actual texture. Sorry, Kendrick. This candy bar is far more simple than people realize. It's literally just a layer of nougat, a layer of peanut caramel with peanuts. You make a bar and you put it in the chocolate and there you go. Should be that easy, right? Well, let's find out and make this, shall we?
Yeah, Walgreens. Charles R. Walgreen bought out his employer and set up his own. This is really just boring. Oh yeah, the 3-point. So first, appearance. Single-handedly one of the ugliest buildings we've ever walked into. 1 out of 10. There's no menu, so we can't vote that. I want to give a real rating, but like, what am I supposed to say? There's no menu. I'll give it a 5 out of 10 because there's a lot of stuff that you can get at Walgreens. And then the last thing is customer service, which you're about to find out. Damn. It says satisfies, but it's only this long. Does this satisfy? Let us know in the comments. All right, we've got the 4.5-inch Satisfier. I'm gonna give the customer service 10 out of 10. Super nice, very easy. Now let's go satisfy someone. We got the stick. With a Snickers bar, you have the vein. We will talk about that another day. I'm glad they're removing the vein. This is terrible. Eat up, enjoy the bumpy ride in your mouth. I do like Snickers, for the record. I'm actually a fan. Chocolate, trash, but it's supposed to be. Got a good texture. 3 things, I like it. I like Snickers, sorry. Second thing, anyone ever get that spicy note? There's like a burning in the back of your throat whenever you eat one of these. I don't know why, probably not a good sign, but hey, it's there. Third thing, it's actually quite balanced. This could be a challenge, or maybe not.
This isn't complicated, but having good technique will probably make this a lot easier. 3 elements, caramel with my nuts, peanuts. Nougat, very basic, and you guessed it, chocolat. So, caramel with the nuts. Get a 9x13 baking pan, lightly grease it with spray oil, then line with parchment, grease that very lightly as well. In a medium saucepan, add 1.5 cups or 330 grams of granulated sugar, half a cup or 120 milliliters of water, 3.5 tablespoons or 80 grams of light corn syrup. Give it a light mix, then heat over medium, let the sugars begin to dissolve, then crank it to medium high, and let that come to a boil. Now, I do want to point out that most people's cooking equipment is going to heat this extremely unevenly, or your pan's unevenly heated, whatever, so you can have little splotches of amber. If you need to swirl it, you can, but only when it starts to get to that point. Once it turns to a nice amber color, immediately whisk in 2/3 of a cup or 160 milliliters of heavy whipping cream, followed by half a teaspoon or 3 grams of fine sea salt. Now, once it's emulsified and luscious, add 2 cups or 280 grams of salted and roasted peanuts. Now mix together and pour that into your prepared pan. Let that sit until room temp, about 20 to 25 minutes. Next, nougat, which needs to be made after the caramel is cooled. This technique is similar to the French nougat that you'll see in these ridiculously cute farmers markets in the southern regions of France like Avignon. You need a stand mixer with this. Sorry, pal, don't try and get funny because your arm will fall off from whisking. So first, in a stand mixer bowl, add 2 room temperature eggs, pop that on your stand mixer with the whisk attachment and begin beating on medium high. And while that's going, get a medium saucepan and add 1 cup or 225 grams of granulated sugar and 1/4 cup or 60 milliliters of water. 1/4 cup or 75 grams of light corn syrup. 3/4 of a cup or 220 grams of honey. Give that a very light stir, heat over medium until half dissolved, then increase the heat to medium high, bring that to a nice boil, and let it rip until the sugar mixture reaches 300 degrees Fahrenheit exactly. While you're beating those eggs, go ahead and add 3 tablespoons or 32 grams of granulated sugar in batches until all of it's been added. If your egg whites are having trouble, you can add a little pinch of cream of tartar. Once your mixture is at room temp and you have thick, stiff, glossy peaks, keep that beating on medium high and add your hot syrup to the running stand mixer by streaming it down the side of the stand mixer bowl. Continue streaming that until all the syrup has been added, then just mix that bad boy for an additional 2 to 3 minutes or until it starts to stiffen up and cool down a good bit. Then beat in the beans from 1 vanilla bean till evenly incorporated like a goddamn pig in mud, brother. And that is your nougat. Pour that on top of your cold peanut caramel and spread it evenly to coat the pan. Listen carefully. Please let this cool to room temp before refrigerating unless you want it to steam and get all messed up. So about 30 to 45 minutes. Then cover with plastique and pop it in the fridge overnight to firm up. Now, next day, pull it out of the fridge, pop it out of the container onto a cutting board, and cut that into, well, Snicker-shaped bars. You can make them short, you can make them long, you can make them into square bites. It's up to you. That's the beauty here. Next, get yourself 1 pound or 450 grams of good quality chocolate, ideally around 60% cacao, and well, you need to melt it. Look, I chose not to temper this one because, well, Snickers doesn't temper theirs, so right? That's a good idea, right? Wrong. Terrible idea. idea. Definitely temper it if you want it to look much nicer, more glossy, and well, just good. And I do have a guide for an easy temper method, which the link is in the description for that. Anyway, take your bars, dip them into chocolate to fully coat, remove carefully with 2 forks, let it drain slightly, and place on the greatest silpat of all time. Don't forget to add the quintessential
pulsating vein.
And repeat with the rest of these bad boys. Now you could totally add some flaky salt, but you'd be missing out on the view of that beautiful vein. And then just let those cool to room temperature until hardened and beautiful. Trim the edges all the way around so it's a nice little rectangular bar. And now let's see how we did.
A bonjour. Kendrick, there may be something here for you. Not much there, huh? Somehow this tastes completely different. I don't know if I can say that this is better. Although this looks the same, feels the same, it's even got the vein and a real looking one. This tastes nothing like a Snickers. Instead, what it tastes like is some nice confection. You get it at a little French pastry shop. They got little chocolates, you pop it out. Oh, that's good. I don't know what to do about that. Hey, buddy.
How's it going? Good, sir.
Number 1. Number 2. Finish chewing, dog. 2. So give me your thoughts.
I completely disagree. I think the first one's better, obviously. But I still think it tastes like Snickers. It feels like what it should be without adding a bunch of extra stuff in it and just focusing on the actual ingredients that you have. So like the dark chocolate, the peanuts, the caramel, and whatever was in the middle.
I agree with you. I think that they add something else to accentuate the peanut flavor. I think they're adding peanut butter to the nougat and they're adding more salt. So if you wanted to match Snickers flavor, you need saltier caramel. We'll increase the salt in the recipe. You don't need to do anything.
After I ate the Snickers one, I could already feel my stomach being like, oh, it's time to poopy. Whereas yours, I felt kind of refreshed after I ate it. You were snickering.
You can either have the convenience store version or you have the fine dining version. But you wanna know what's fine dining? B-roll.